Michael Jordan is something else. Not only was he one of the greatest basketball players to play in the game, and he changed the game around, plus he wore some of the craziest blue jeans you ever seen in your life. Michael Air Jordan did some of everything. And I mean did some of everything. So, continuing with Jordan Week, as we come into its conclusion, we'll pick it up again another time. Michael Jordan, predominantly one of the best athletes of all time. Nobody could stop Mike. So, anyway, Michael Jordan would always hang out with a couple of his buddies. Even during the season, you'll find a way to get out. And during All Star Weekend or some things of that nature, Mike would find time to do stuff. So Mike found some time to get free and do a couple of things. Mike said, you know what? I think we need to get away right now. Go out and party. So he called up his buddy on the phone, Dave Durison. Mike had a car phone, and he had a pager. And he got a beep from Dave Durison and Charles Oakley. So they was finna all go, and hang out. They always would go down to like Walter Payton's place, the Big Kahuna. They'd go down there and hang out and, go upstairs, shoot some pool and smoke some stogies and, have a guy's night out. So, they go out, they have a couple of drinks, they partied up and down to the weeds of like 3, 4 in the morning. So here they come down the stretch. Everything's going good. So they told Mike, they said, well, Mike, do you want me to, give you a ride or something like that? And Mike's got like this Forerunner or what is it, Range Rover, one of them Land Rovers or whatever. He's driving one of them SUV trucks. I don't think he had the Chevy Blazer out that night. So Mike's getting ready to ride out, and he's telling him, no, I'll catch y'all later, whatever. So he takes off. Michael said he was good to drive. So Mike is going down 41. Mike's going so fast and out of control, and I don't know if he fell asleep at the wheel, but he went into the ditch. Boom! Messed up one of his tires. Another car had spun out, and they asked him, was he all right? He said he was fine. And then the sheriffs came by. Cook County sheriffs, they called it. First thing Michael did was call his agent. It was like, oh my God, man, my car just swerved off the road, man. I got to get off the streets. He was like, oh, where you at? I'll have the cops come pick you up and bring you in. So this Cook County sheriff who saw him when he was on 294, and well, he was on 94 and went over to 41. She was following him, and basically, because she thought he was driving erratic. So the Cook County sheriff followed him, and they got to talking, and she helped Michael out, and Mike put that charm that, hey, how you doing, baby? I was a little shook up, but yeah, it's a little restaurant up here. We need to go. Did you have anything to eat yet? Yeah, it's called the Full Moon. It's right up the street. So Jordan takes her to this place called the Full Moon Restaurant on the 41. So they're at the Full Moon Restaurant on 41, having some. They were shocked. Michael came in. They went and got a booth with the cop, and since she's in uniform, no one would ever question why she's there, and she's just blushing and Like, oh my God, I'm with Michael Jordan. Nobody thought Michael to give Michael Jordan a breathalyzer. Michael Jordan calls cars to swerve. They called in and complained about a drunk guy on the road and he described his car and everything. He swerved in the ditch, but because he's MJ, you ain't running MJ in. That's Michael Jordan. That's what Mike do. Mike make calls, things happen. So she tried to call him Mike, and he was like, no, call me Michael. He came and picked her up, took her out on a date. You know, after she had the uniform on, had on the, brought her out with Dave Durson, and he had a police escort when he was driving. Mike was something else, baby. A legend in the game. That's how you get out. That's how you get about. So he'd come over there with his black leather coat on. Mike came over and she would get ready. She put on her uniform as part of her cover. Then in the trunk, she got her night evening gown dress. She'd go way out. And Mike was living that life. Now, because she was catching feelings, Mike had to, scroll it back a little bit. Because Mike gave her the impression that he was leaving his wife. And he's like, I got too much of endorsements. I can't, no, we got a business arrangement. So, but I can't be doing all this in public. I just did a Gatorade commercial. I mean, literally, as he's having this conversation, the commercial comes on. Like Mike, if I could be like Mike. And Mike was cussing out the doggone valet driver at the restaurant who didn't bring his car over when they were supposed to, and made Michael actually wait until his other two couples got their car. And the man is quoted as saying that Michael Jordan said, MFer, do you know who I am? I'm like, do I even got to say my name? He's like, no, I know you're Michael Jordan. It's Big Mike to you. And she was like totally blown away how down to earth and how just regular Michael was. He wasn't the guy from the commercial that she thought she had met and she had fell in love with. This was an entirely different Mike. This is a Mike she done brought into the station before. He was cussing like a sailor. She couldn't believe it. He talked about that guy like he was a dog all the way back to the house. So she was like, maybe I don't know this side of Michael at all. Meanwhile, the next night, he gets picked up again and gets thrown out the house because he keeps running out the house, going out, kicking it. So Mike decided, forget all that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get a place downtown, which nobody knows about. And he did. He had a place downtown, a little rental spot, in case he was tired and didn't have the energy to drive. Meaning, I'm going to be over here banging a lot of these chicks in this place. And he kept that away from his family until it was found out. So Mike didn't have it in his name no more. David Falk, his agent at the time, had this place. Now all of this is alleged, of course. Or is it? But if you like what you're hearing here, you can make a donation in the description box. So right away, MJ and his cop buddy was on a tear. And they had a great relationship, friendship, an understanding, and a partnership. Oh, thanks, G Life. I'll work on it because you don't understand. There's pieces of this I can't tell. Why you think this is just something that I could just do? There's a certain way you have to tell this, dude. There's a lot of stuff in here that you don't know nothing about that we can't even discuss. A lot of people don't even know Michael Jordan had this accident. So Juanita gets ticked off at Michael because she finds out about the backup place he got, which is his penthouse plaything, and she gets fed up with Michael Jordan coming home late or not at all. So she said, "You know what? You can leave." Michael tells her, "This is my MFing house. I ain't going nowhere. Put me out." And she was like, "Michael, I will call the cops." He's like, "Call them. They'll throw you out before they throw me out. This is my MFing house. I made the money." So Michael's mother told Michael, she called Michael's mom, and Michael's mom told Michael, "Get out the house. Just leave." So Michael got up out the crib, he left, and he went and stayed at that place that he was staying at. And him and Juanita was separated, and she was thinking about filing for divorce during this time. And Michael wasn't staying at the house, and she was just like, "I don't want Michael here," and this and that. So all of a sudden, things hit the fan. Things go left, and Michael wants to come back home. So once Michael wants to come back home, he knew how to do it. He used his mom. He's like, for Mother's Day, her birthday, he sent her a whole bunch of stuff, and like, I'm gonna impress her with this, I'm gonna impress her with that. Sent over a bunch of lavish gifts. So, besides all that, Michael's mother went over on Mother's Day. They had a Mother's Day meeting, and Michael came over there and bought all these flowers from Juanita and wrote a letter himself about the type of mother she is, and reminds him of the mother he had and how lucky he is to have his mom, and because his father's gone, and the guilt, and he's confused, and he's becoming more like his dad, and he's just confused, because his father's gone and he didn't have the guidance, so he's just lost in what he put into words. So she cried, she wiped her eyes, and she took Mike back in. Took Mike back in the house. So Mike had no intentions of changing. Mike just wanted to get back in the crib, get some normalcy going on. He was good for about a couple months, talk with his mom, staying home, doing things with the kids more, like he used to do. And Mike was right back out there in the field, Like they say, the sins of the father is passed on to the child. And children always say, "I ain't gonna never do what my father did. Can't believe he cheated on my mom." Next thing you know, you out there cheating on chicks. When you get your pop's age and all that stuff, Next thing you know, you doing the same thing. You going, man, I said I wasn't doing. Here I am cheating. Just like my pops did. Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, we're going to wrap this up. Oh, let me see the people who donated before we wrap this up. Oh, there we go. I'm going to see who donated today and get them a shout out. They told me one of my videos are done. That's cool. My divination. My 50-cent video's done. Cool. It's not a long one, I don't think. Oh, we got 3 today. 2 yesterday. We had 5 the other day. Okay, let's look at the list and see who's... Marshall Carter, always loving the videos. I need you to lay low for a good week doing videos on me, LeBron James. You're going to need a lot more than that, LeBron. Hey, Kev, I need you to chill on me. My wife says hi. Tony251, can you do a review on the 2019 Brawley movie on Screen Thing? Animated. Oh, the Broly. Still waiting for another Rick James video. Here's a little something for you, and thanks for the knowledge and making me laugh when I have rough days. No problem, Tremaine. Mac P, since my Bucks beat your Warriors, please talk about the Bucks more. Also, I have topics in mind too. Yeah, all you guys can go in here, man. Click the link in the description box, man, and leave donations. As you can see, we got a lot of comedians in here. A lot of comedians. Oh, Dwayne Wade on there taking up for Melo. It's pretty interesting. Saying y'all know what the real problem is. Well, what's the real problem then, Wade? Since you know so much about the Houston Rockets. All they did was sign Carmelo Anthony. It wasn't their fault he was turned out and didn't work. They did play him out of position and stuff like that, you know, but hey. Gene's probably going to have a lot of Diddy stories before it's all over. Let him do his thing, man. Let him do his thing. So, the next Michael Jordan story will be epic. Epic. Michael Jordan almost in a fist fight with another NBA basketball player.